Hello everyone, my name is Lance90 and welcome back to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. We're launching a bunch of fuel into space. It's very pointless. There's our station, it has the nice space station icon, and now that it's higher up, it actually will make sense for it to be a little bit past us. I would prefer for it to be kind of a lot past us, just so we can catch up. It'll be easier to catch up. I was hoping that these cooling panels don't cause us too much trouble on the way up. Hopefully the weight of this fuel tank is comparable to the weight of all the other things we've been launching up, all the other station parts. There's a lot of drag on these. Smooth so far, though. The joint reinforcement mod really made a world of difference. I really wish I just played the entire series with that mod on. Throttle it to max. I could put lights on this stage too, just to make it a little bit more dynamic, but it doesn't matter too much. It's a useless stage, it doesn't do anything. Ooh, the stage is actually in a lot more trouble. It has enough fuel to get there. Okay. Actually, kinda don't know if this thing's gonna have enough fuel to get the job done. Considering I took fuel off the design. The thing did end up being way heavier than the last stuff we've been launching. Although this engine is very efficient, so there is a possibility that it gets the job done, but as you can see, it's struggling to even get this thing off the... struggling to even keep the apo-apps up. Let alone get the orbit circularized. the neat looking section, just it's not enough. Not think it will get the job done. Really, the oxidizer is our fuel this time, because 4,000 of that we can't expect to be fuel. It's the payload. The closer we can bring this thing down to the horizon, though, the better our chances will be. See, if you are a master of KSP, you won't even need to put this thing in orbit. You'll just be able to do one swift motion from launch to the space station, still being just suborbital. I'm not good enough to do that. Shit. I think I can get this thing into orbit, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think you can get to the station. Might not be able to get it to orbit. Yeah, it says not enough to get it to the station. So now I'm just burning to keep it from coming in too hot, basically. Section has parachutes. This section does not, though. These solar panels out longer, though. I'll try to land it. In fact, I can actually separate. This doesn't have parachutes. It's probably definitely not coming back. Basically, I'm only keeping it for panels. And it does have electric charge too, though. But I think we want to get rid of it. Maybe trajectories will save it. Probably not, though. It's like thousands of tons of fuel. Man, the probe bodies just have no electric charge unless you send it with the battery, huh? Parachutes could rip off, but they shouldn't. Just wanted to deploy them in advance in case electrical charge does run out. And I did not put RCS on this thing either. Whatever I send to make this work is going to take a lot of fuel. I think we're like a lot off. No. Maybe 4 boosters would be enough. I'm just wondering if we need to asparagus stage it. Have to take a look at our finances when we get home, though. I'm sure these station parts have not been cheap. Rest of our fuel. Little tiny useless solar panels are actually keeping up, though, somehow. I'm sure once we got into the thick of it, it would we'd have to fight the aerodynamic forces so much that the solar panels would not be able to keep up with the electrical demand. Oh. Yeah, the plasma blackout, I guess. Don't know if I like that. I turned that on myself just because I wanted the realism of it. But now we're tanking electric charge, which is stupid because we don't have any control of the probe anyway. Fuck. That was the drogue chutes. Fired too soon. Fuck! You bastards! You just needed to have a bigger delay. Have control over it again, but matter doesn't have enough power to... Oh shit, now it's gonna be an abject failure. I thought it was just gonna be a partial failure and maybe this part would come back. Well, we have electric charge. I don't know if I can make this thing glide though. Not enough electric charge. Might be able to if I had enough electric charge, but I do not. Well, I might be able to do it itself though if I just turn off the... Slow down. Oh no. Well, technically not 100% failure. Fuck's sake. Well, that went very poorly. Think of the most poorly something can go. But more poorly than that. Okay. Just need to use the fuel I just took off back attached. Okay. These. Oh, maybe that'll work. Okay. Grass tastes bad. Now we need go to the moon. Oh, we're not going to the moon. Don't think we need that much monopropellant, but not very many options for me. Hey, does things keep getting reset to three-way symmetry though? Feeling that this spike won't be enough. We will call this one a simulation. We can't afford to keep losing vessels on it. Simulation advanced, that means I can save scum it if it fucks up. That's why it's a simulation. Why did it save allowing quick loading this time, but well, I should just revert flag really. I don't know why sometimes it allows me to do it and then other times it doesn't. Okay, so I guess that is a thing that I have read before, is strapping on more boosters actually doesn't do anything. Like, to some degree it makes sense, like just throwing more at a problem isn't really the best solution to things, but at the same time, should. Unless you get ridiculous with it. I guess, like, the argument is you're adding another engine, but you're also adding the same amount of weight, so like they completely cancel out. Well, having 4 doesn't do anything more than having 2. I don't really agree. Does not make sense mathematically. So, what's the solution? Asparagus staging. What's a solution that's less cheap, less less cheaty? Because let's face it, asparagus staging is cheating. Or if any rockets in real life are asparagus staged. This is retarded. These are 7,000 bucks each. If I asparagus staged it, I would have like this middle thing. 1,000. It's not 1,000 because that's different. It's this middle thing. Yeah, this is not any more expensive than doing it some other way. The problem now is just thing is a behemoth of a rocket. Like, why? Why does sometimes it mirror and sometimes it doesn't mirror? That's all I want to know. Okay, it's a loud vehicle. I've never used these Thor boosters in my life, so I have no idea how powerful they are and how much they need to be dialed back. My headset is slipping off every time it does, like, realize I'm talking a lot louder than I thought it was. But I think it's appropriate volume for the mic, because I always sound quiet in the videos, I think. I have no idea why sometimes it mirrors and sometimes it doesn't. It's very strange. Like, we've had all sorts of problems with KSP in general. That's just the one that kind of seems like it's like the most strange to me. Like, I don't understand why it does it. Really wanted to attach the RCS thruster to cause issues. I have no idea how much these might need to be. Oh, they have gimbal too. I don't think the other ones have had gimbal. $75. All right, simulation. Also thinking about it, I think in everyone's best interest if I strap battery to this, Battery just disappeared into the abyss. It's gone forever. There it is. I don't know why it did that. Shouldn't have. Okay. Parachutes are down here. Okay. Simulation, because I've never used these the Thors before. Three, two, one, ignition. Let's go. Big ol' fuck off boosters. This is what you get, game, when you don't play nice. You get big ol' fuck off boosters. I think might actually not be that much better than what we were doing before. But they're like draining at the same level they were before, but we're not draining that central fuel tank either, which we were with the other ones. These also have gimbaling, which is weird. Turn on the fine controls here. Well, they actually got us to this. That visual effect should mean they're effectively good enough. Oh, there goes one of them. Might get a shower of parachutes recovered, but okay. You know what? I did not wait for the space station like at all. That's like the worst possible place for it to be. I guess got so dialed in with trying to get this thing to actually work. So much dead weight. I can't believe they really want you to send this much fuel to your stupid stations. Actually kind of dumb. I don't like it. Should not be a requirement for your space station. Now if it was like build a vessel to travel between the planets with Kerbals, yeah, okay, that needs 4,000 grams of fuel. This though just doesn't, don't need space station, doesn't need fuel. Or if it was like 500 units of moderate propellant. Okay, that makes sense. No, it wants liquid fuel, not oxidizer. I don't know what the radiators do. course, the end-all be-all solution to it would have just been to asparagus stage it, but come on. It is pretty expensive to asparagus stock stage. As you saw, the fuel tank that was smaller than the Thor boosters costs the same amount as the Thor booster, and that's without considering the engine. It's just a pathetic little stage that can't do much of anything. Did forget to consider changing this out to a poodle. But the specific impulse on these things is valuable. But if you are having to pull up on the nav ball like this, it's not really. I think the ISP is probably not worth the thrust loss, because if you have more thrust, you can make this happen without having to pull up. Come on, little stage. Be the little stage that could. Okay. Let's target. Oops. Alright, this one will get there. I think I will do most of the rest of this off camera until like the very last bit of docking. Just because I'm gonna be doing this a lot. Have to finish this space station and we're gonna have to build 2 more just like it, so we're probably gonna start skipping this stuff. Hope y'all enjoyed and have a good day.